Six show, let's go. Welcome to Shay It With Your Chest. I am Shay. It is October 30th, 2022. I hope this episode is reaching your ears with positive energy and great vibes. Happy almost Halloween, everybody. I hope you guys are being safe out there this weekend. I want to thank you guys again for all the positive feedback and constructive criticism and advice and encouragement that I've been receiving through these episodes that I've been posting. This has been a very, very challenging and exhilarating and therapeutic experience so far, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity, and thank you guys for listening. I had an amazing week. I got to experience Elevation Worship on Tuesday, and this was a worship group that I discovered during COVID, or I think they discovered me. I think we discovered each other, but either way, I have really been lifted up and inspired and encouraged through their music, and being able to see them live on Tuesday was a gift. It was a birthday gift for my mom, and I was super. There's just really no feeling. I don't know the last time I had such an amazing experience like that. It was very moving, incredibly overwhelming, and I'm just really grateful for the opportunity. So if you ever get a chance to see Elevation Worship, definitely take it. I received a lot from that experience, and you probably will too. This episode, I kind of have been battling back and forth with the topic this week, and for a couple weeks. That's why it's taken me so long, but I'm going to go with communication this week, because I've noticed recently that personally I have had some struggles communicating, not me communicating, but people communicating with me, and them not realizing the cause and effect of improper communication. What I mean by that is people think that they can say whatever they would like to say to me and not be prepared for the comeback. They think that they can treat me and say things to me, and they're not going to get the smoke, if you will. I feel like I am a very, very vocal person. I speak my mind. I try to be respectful. I try to be understanding of other people's feelings. But when someone comes at me verbally in a tone or a volume that I'm not really with, like I'm not feeling, then it kind of turns on something inside of me to where I now have to respond verbally to the attack that I'm feeling. So, for example, I had someone snap at me at work a couple of weeks ago. This was somebody I thought was a friend of mine, and I don't know, they might have been having a bad day, what have you, but when somebody snaps at me and they're rude to me, I'm going to go ahead and bring it on back. Like, don't talk to me like that. Like, don't treat me like that. And then what's funny is when I respond the way I do, they turn around and become the victim. Like, they weren't ready for the bag lunch I brought them to school when they forgot their lunch money. I brought the lunch. So now all of a sudden you're upset that I brought you the bag lunch after you forgot your lunch money. That's a weird reference I just came up with right now. I don't know if it works. We'll see. But long story short is I think people have gotten so lazy with communication. Emotions, feelings, if you're having a dispute with somebody, people have just gotten so comfortable with being too lazy to either formulate a proper sentence or think before they talk to somebody, or just expect or cause and affect their conversation, because I feel like in this day and age people are so afraid of saying the wrong things, or getting canceled, or everything gets misconstrued because you're doing it in a text message and you can't hear the tone or the humor, or um, people are just so sensitive to honesty and truth that when you give them honesty and truth, you are difficult. You are combative or hard to handle and deal with. And that's not cool with me as far as I'm concerned, considering I'm one of those people. I really do make an effort to think about what I say to people before I say it, unless you piss me off, in which case I'm coming for everything. Like, I see red um, when I have felt like I have been disrespected, and that's just because I feel like I go into life and I treat people with respect until they give me a reason not to. So if you approach me stank, that's how I say it. If you come stanky at me, and I'll give you fun. If you want to act funny on me, I'm hilarious, so I'm told. So we can get funny too, but basically, I'm trying to work my way through this life, which is so weird and difficult because I find that I have to teach people how to treat me, which is weird because I don't think that was always the way life worked. I think you treated people the way you wanted to be treated, and people had human decency and respect and courtesy and integrity. And I think all of those moral compass values have kind of went to shit. They are hard to find these days in people. Again, the laziness of humanity, I feel, has trickled over to communicating, where I have tried to speak with male suitors, if you will. I'm trying to be nice about what I really like to call them, but male suitors will work, and they speak to me or try to come at me in a way, and I respond to the way they came at me, and now I'm mad, or I'm difficult, or I was being disrespectful, but you came at me with the disrespect. So how did you think that was going to go? That's my question. I don't understand how people assume that they can just do whatever they want to do without the consequences of their actions. It's weird because in this country, I feel like a lot of people don't realize the consequences of their actions. And you're seeing that all the time. You're seeing all the Karen videos. You're seeing people at fast food restaurants acting a fool. You're seeing people in cars who think that they're not going to go to jail just because of the color of their skin, or just the buffoonery of, just watching all this stuff unfold. There's a very prolific rapper out there that's just showing his ass all over the place, and everybody's claiming it's mental illness, and I don't think that's what that is, to be honest. It might be. I'm not a judge or jury. I have a lisp. I'm sorry. Jury. But anyway, I just don't see how difficult it is, and everything worth having is worth the effort. So if you have to take a little extra time, if you know you're not great at having a conversation, and you're trying to get to know somebody, figure out a way to get to know them, because you figure out a way to do a bunch of other things. So put in that same effort. Make the time to figure out what somebody likes, or how they, just treat people nice and better. Like, it's not that difficult. I feel like COVID made everybody just shittier than they were before the whole pandemic happened. And that's not, I don't think, what the whole point was. The purpose was to snatch everything away and start fresh and realize what you have and be grateful for it. And that's not what I've seen. I think people have gotten shittier after post-COVID than they were before, and it's shitty to try to be a good person in this day and age, where if you're nice to somebody, if you're honest with somebody, you are chastised or ridiculed or called difficult or Um, you know, but that's fine because I feel like that's just weeding out the shit. Excuse, I'm gonna go ahead and just let these bombs go. My dad always gives me shit about censoring myself when we talk. He's like, "You're a 40-year-old woman," and I'm like, "But still, Dad. Again, that's just out of respect." And when I get mad, I'd be like, "Dad, I'm about to," I preface it before I just let them go. And like, I think that that's just how I was raised, and I appreciate that part, but it's still kind of funny where he's like, "You can say bad words. You're a grown ass woman." Like, I'm like, "Wah." But in real talk, like, it's frustrating trying to have conversations if nobody's bringing anything to the table. Like, I get DMs constantly, and I'm trying to be friendly. I'm trying to, oh, I like the shirt you're wearing. Cool. If you don't say anything else, that's pretty much where this conversation ends. I'm not going to create a conversation with you. I didn't hit you up, you hit me up. So what do you want me to do? Oh, well, you kind of have a bad attitude. Okay, well, I didn't say nothing, but I said thank you. So anyway, I think the whole social media situation also hasn't helped with the laziness in communication with people. I get constantly, well, I don't really know how to express my feelings. Well, let me give you a Cliff Note version. Say them with your chest. See what I did there? Yeah, but if you have something you need to say, there's tactful ways to go about it. People just don't take the time or the effort to say things with kindness or concern for how other people might take it. They just blurt shit out. And granted, I do that from time to time, especially when somebody's like, "Hey, Shay, can I ask your opinion?" I take that time. I think that's a license. When somebody says, "Can I ask your opinion?" that means I can just give them my exact opinion the way I want to say it, and then that's just what they get. But that's what you're getting from me constantly, and I think that's what being me, that's who I am. I can't fake shit. I would love to because I've seen so many people do it, and I want to do it too. That's just not me. I can't do it, and I feel like having one-on-one conversations with people. Recently, I met this kid at work, and I absolutely adore him. He's one of the coolest little dudes. I think he's about like 20, I would say 22, 22. He came here from the East Coast, and I don't know where or when he came from, but he popped up out of nowhere, and we have just been hitting it off. Every time I see him, we have great conversations, and I call him a little shadow because his energy and my energy are just so like in tune, which is cool because it's like having a little brother that I always wanted that I didn't want, so he's got a good energy and vibe, but he's still young and looking and asking questions, and I'm giving him the best advice I can give with my experience. It's so funny. He's like, "I like getting advice from older people," and I'm like, "Damn, I made it to older people status? Shit, I didn't know." Never thought I'd live past 25, so making it to quote-unquote older people advice, that's kind of dope. You don't think about your conquests or your accomplishments. Wow, what is my mouth doing? Accomplishments. I haven't had any hard alcohol today either. This is crazy. But I'm just inspired by communicating and my buddy at work. And I'm meeting more younger people, and they are asking me questions and talking to me and, wanting to get to know me, because it's strange that when you think your vibes are scaring people, they're not scaring everyone. I think they're scaring people who are not meant to be people in your life, and I'm using that as an understanding now, as opposed to feeling bad about certain people not wanting to interact with me. Well, if you're not on the same vibration as me, I can see why I would be intimidating to you, or you would be put off by me, and that's fine. I know I'm not for everybody. Like, Jello or escargot. Yeah, I'm not for everybody, but for the people that I am for, it's delicious and you like it. And you eat it over and over again with butter and garlic. Anyway, long story short is I just want people to just talk to people. Speak your mind. If you got feelings and emotions, if you care about people, if you love them, just have a little human decency and talk to people instead of just giving up, because that's what I see nowadays. People aren't willing to put in the work for anything. If there's a beef, they don't want to handle it and deal with it as an adult. They want to be petty or childish or ghost, or it's just sad and stupid. And personally, I don't want any part of it. So I'm going to keep speaking my truth, saying it with my chest. And if you're with that, that's great. I look forward to talking to you. If you're not with it, maybe you'll get with it sometime. Maybe your head will continuously stay up your ass because you like it up there. That's fine. My head has never been up my ass, so I have no idea what it's about. But some of y'all like it up there, and if that's where y'all want to keep it, that's cool. But life moves and evolves, and life is about connections and just understanding people more. And that's what we need to do. We need to talk about topics, not yelling, but actually having constructive conversations, and educating each other on things. If somebody is hurting you or making you feel some type of way, express it to them because they might not know. Just sharing your experiences with people, and again, teaching people how to speak to you and how to handle you sometimes is what we have to do. And in this day and age, I guess that's our thing now. But I don't mind teaching you how to talk to me. If you're a normal human being and you know how to have a conversation, I don't have to teach you nothing. But if you come at me sideways or funny, once again, like I said, I'm pretty hilarious according to some peeps that have talked to me, and I can get funny too. I can get Bobcat Goldthwait up in here. I can get Sam Kinison funny, or Rodney Dangerfield. We can go Rich Pryor or Robin Harris. I can hit you with the Bernie Mac, or anyway. I'm sorry, I'm going off the rails here. But again, talk to people. Speak your mind in kindness and in love, not in hate, not in anger. If you have a conversation or a beef with somebody, think about how you are going to approach it, because that can change and elevate the situation into something way bigger than it needed to be in the first place. Just love each other, and that's all I really wanted to talk about. Just do better, try harder, because that's all we're going to do if we're going to be the best people that we can be, is do better and try harder. This is Shay It With Your Chest. I am Shay. Again, happy Halloween. Y'all be safe out there. Have a wonderful week, and I will be back soon with another episode. Thank you guys again for listening. Peace.